Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. and I'm falling asleep. I've been out of the shower. I got out of the shower and was dressed at 8, so I don't know what time I actually woke up. This is my pot that I cooked my chicken in yesterday, and I'm not telling you to do this. I'm telling you what I do. If I want the bottom of my pot, I will just take my whole pan and put it in the refrigerator, because guess what? This may look burnt to you, but the flavor in here is exactly what I absolutely love. It is definitely my onions and everything caramelized. So I'm tossing in some frozen spinach, and this is going to be my breakfast. And if you like these, I bought them from Temu. They're perfect. Just put them on my bag and close my bag and throw them in the freezer. So I'm going to do that. And yesterday, I stayed up a lot of hours by making sure that I only had 3 tablespoons of rice. So I'm going to turn this pot down to medium. I don't believe this is tablespoon. I believe this is a little larger, so I'm going to change it. This spoon is a little smaller. Although they look almost the same, they're not. That other spoon looked like it could be almost a serving spoon. Now I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more. And although I'm going to take the top off and put some rice in there, first I'm going to get my 3 tablespoons of rice together. And the reason why is because I don't like to eat rice, because rice gives me some situation that I can't name, but it puts me to sleep, and I don't want to eat and sleep. So I had to figure out what works best for me, and what works best for me is 3 tablespoons of rice. And I actually used to eat 3 tablespoons of rice many years ago, but I got to the point where I just didn't want to do carbs because my body can't take being of a certain weight. So now I have my 3 tablespoons of rice, and my spinach is in here. I'm going to toss my rice in there. Toss my rice in here. I love the bottom of this pot. Boys and girls, my food yesterday was so nice. Now in the microwave, I have a chicken thigh. I was going to put some riced cauliflower in there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to let this be all I make for right now. And I'm going to throw in some garlic. I just put in a few pieces of onion, and I kid you not, boys and girls, I am scraping by with 1 onion in this house. You hear me? 1 onion, and I kid you not, I'm just taking little pieces to spread out in each of my meals. And this right here, I'm gonna taste because I only added garlic to it. I needed a little bit of love in my pot, so I'll do a little sprinkle. Yeah, a little sprinkle. Woo! And it needs, I can taste the spinach is bland, so I'm going to add my extra virgin olive oil, just a little drizzle, add a little bit of moistness to it. Give me a minute. Black peppers. I believe that's the damn cayenne pepper. Boys and girls. But now I put the oil in there, and I forgot what olive oil does to your body, but I've been making sure it's in all of my food. So I put a little bit of spice in there. I don't want to add any butter, although I do want to add butter. I'm doing everything I can to do a little bit of cutting back on butter. Now, I never put this spoon in my mouth. Just want you to know, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm good. I need a little bit more something in there, so I'm going to have to put the top on this. Let the flavors move around in my mouth for a minute. Let the onions cook. That's in there because the onions are definitely raw. I do not like raw onions. They don't leave a nice scent in my mouth. And I'm going to let this simmer for a few minutes while I do a little bit of tidying up. Ooh. I'm not going to tell them bye, boys and girls. I don't know when I'm coming back out that room. Whatever I wash is what I wash. Whatever's not done is not done. You girl need to sit down. But my kitchen is the first thing you see when you enter my home. So I'm gonna treat myself with kindness and love by doing what the hell I could do right now. But I need to sit down. My legs are tired. My legs are tired. My plate is delicious. I put vinegar and water just in case you're wondering what's in that bottle. It's vinegar and water. I don't deliberately put my hand on a hot part of the stove. I'm not going to do that. So don't think that. Don't think that. Don't think that. Now, that's it for right there. This feeling of having a seat is amazing. I was extremely unwavering in the kitchen where if I didn't sit down, I would have landed down. Sometimes you have to answer the call for rest, and my ankles are cracking. I don't know if that has any type of health issue, but my ankles are cracking, and I was feeling a little unstable. It is now 9:30, so that was basically like a 20-minute meal. I have my black seed oil and my collagen that I'm going to take. I'm going to get my D3 and I don't know if I should take vitamin C, but I am going to take my D3. And then, that's that's D3. I'm working on aha! I'm working on that K tube. Right now I can't get that bottle. Um, I can, but I can't because I can't. I'm truly. But overall, I feel great. My feet are freaking slipping everywhere. I said I was gonna. I just took a shower. I said I was gonna put some oil on my feet. I did oil my body, but my feet, I can't stop moving them, and they so slippery. But I'm gonna put some socks on today because I'm slipping on all floors in here. But my meal is right here, and I kid you not, I really and truly need to start editing my book, Broke But Fed, because I'm loving these meals, but I need to taste this one. I'm having anxiety issues, just want you to know, and I'm speeding because I'm dealing with manic issues from bipolar, but it's okay. I'm having it's 9 o'clock and I'm waiting for a freaking email, so I'm kind of scared to even look to see if I have the email or not, but I wish I would just get something, even a good morning to let me know that I'm still considered. mm, 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 mm. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Mm, 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 mm. I kid you not. I don't know what. Now, if I wasn't too tired, I would have scraped the pan into a bowl and threw it in the refrigerator. But I was tired. So when I'm tired like that, I'll just take the whole pan and just throw it right on top of the refrigerator. But I kid you not, I knew that last night when I made the two chicken thighs, that one was for last night and one would be for today. I just did not know that the pot, the base of the pot would be so good that I would turn around and use it to make today's meal. But I kid you not, looking at this meal, I cannot even imagine that I even made it, because this is I would call this a mercy meal, because I'm trying to do the best I can to use what I have. And thank you, Cora. So that is good. Mm, 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 mm. I love spinach, but I wasn't eating spinach for a long time, and I still have no understanding why. I love spinach, but I think I love vegetables more than I realize I love. Mm. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. Mm. I One of the things I like about this meal right here, the consistency of the bursts of different flavor points in the pot is not even, which means I'll take one fork and I'll have the yummy. I'll take another fork and I'll have a burst of yummy, yummy, yummy. I don't know how to explain it other than that. And yes, I am a weirdo. I love me. Boys and girls, nobody can toot my horn like I can toot my own horn. But I have, I love this meal. The reason why you don't see me eating my chicken is because I'm using my fingers to eat my chicken. So just know, when this camera is stopped rolling, I will be picking up that meat with my hand to put to my mouth. So there you go. We're not gonna do that on camera. Mm, 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 mm. But I do need it. I do need a piece of meat in my mouth, because the meat, which is the protein, and the vegetables and the rice, is gonna help me stay awake and not go to sleep. So I'll show myself some kindness and I'll take a piece of meat now. Mm-mm. I just don't want to devour food while I'm on camera. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, mm, hot. Mm, 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 mm. I always say I want a man at my stove. But why do I say that when it clearly seems like I'm going to be the one at that stove? Wow, I don't know. But I had a really nice vision this morning, and the vision was not in this apartment. So I'm like, wow, thank you, Lord. Mm, 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 mm. That is good. I can't believe how I have saved so much time, so much of my resources and everything, recycling my dinner into breakfast. Not only that, this morning before I started cooking, I came onto the computer to look for something. No, I did not find it, but I landed on this page where this man made a comment on a post that was speaking of food shopping. And he said he loves an expensive store. He said, but he will not buy juice. He will not buy juice. And the money he saves from not buying juice, he invests. He said, if a person can spend $7 on a cup of coffee and a rotisserie chicken costs about $6, just imagine what they would save if they did not buy juice, because juice is where the money is. Where the money is. And I cannot believe that I read that. Why? Because I felt that many, many years ago. And speaking of, wow, okay, I forgot something. Now this is spam risk, okay? That is spam risk. But I have decided to go back into blowing my whistle on spam. So I'm not going to do it right now on camera, but I will be answering all spam calls today. Boom! Blowing my whistle. Matter of fact, let me give you a little taste of this whistle. And yes, I do it that long, but I do a deeper inhale and blow, and then put the phone down. Absolutely. So now that I made a mistake a few days ago and picked up, they're calling and calling. It's not even 10 o'clock, and they feel like they brazen enough to call this house. So today will be whistle though, whistle day. Amen. Yes, I will. So when I saw that statement, which is right here, when he said juice boxes goes into investing, it makes sense. But I always thought something was wrong with me because I just can't understand how I could not understand. But now that I do understand a little bit more, I realize why I couldn't understand before, because it was none of my damn business. It's none of my business what other people buy. What is my business is what I buy. But I will go in the store, I kid you not, and I will buy a case of sausage. You are not going to get me to deny that, because I prefer to eat before I drink. I will drink water if I have to, even if I don't like it, even if I have to get to the point where I end up in the hospital like I did before when I had no water in my system. I can't believe I live like that, but water is just plain hard. So I'm thankful I found a product that I can consume where it allows me to get in enough water. Although my doctor did say that water in its purest form is best, but any form of water is better than no water. So I was like, wow, because you can save a lot if you don't put liquid in your shopping cart.
if you don't put liquid in your shopping cart. Another person said the only thing she consumes is water, and she uses her city water because her city water is good. Those little bit of changes make a massive difference in your groceries. One of the things that I am really happy for, although I have about 4 half loaves of bread in my freezer, I'm thankful that I did not realize it, but I stopped making sandwiches. And I actually wanted a sandwich 2 days ago, so I took out the bread to make the sandwich, and I was going to take the sausage out to make the sandwich, but I just couldn't make it, so I put the bread back in the freezer. Now, what I should have done with the bread is not bought it in the first place. So when I do go shopping again, I will not be buying bread. But I do know now that I have to buy rice because going back 2, 3 tablespoons of rice allows me to have a little bit of eye awakening during the day. I can't take the exhaustion. No, I can't. But fibromyalgia causes exhaustion. Then I have narcolepsy. Then I have syncope, which causes everything I deal with causes sleepiness to exhaustion to whatever the hell it is. But I have to combat some of that on my own. I have to take full responsibility for my health because I am the one living in this body. So I am learning to cook so that I can fuel my body. Coral! Fuel my body, and it is a blessing. It is a blessing. Now, it is 9 o'clock, and I'm just about finished with my breakfast. So this one plate I will nibble on for a couple of hours. Yesterday I made a meal in the early hours, and when I checked, I still had that same meal at 6 p.m. So I ended up eating that, but then I laid down and took a rest. And I think about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I got up and I fixed me something to eat. And I'm not, that's the problem. I'm not trying to lose weight, but I did lose weight. I didn't go to the doctor. I don't need to. I didn't jump on the scale. I don't need to. Do I want to? Yes, I want to because but I do know that I have gotten to a point where I feel I lost more than I desired to lose because I don't like certain features in my face. I owe myself. So I don't need someone else to say you look this way. And when I said need, I meant exactly what I said. Now, I'm not one of those people that does not know how to take a compliment. If someone said, well, you look this, I would be very gracious because I'm very grateful. But I have to do what makes me happy. If I take off my glasses, I can't see my face. I can see the shadow on my face, whatever case may be. But I notice changes in my eyes, like I'm like a squirrel or whatever that case may be. So I'm working now to figure out how I can fix I get a lot of rest, so it is definitely not rest. It is something else because I'm getting black circles around my eyes. I have puffiness and stuff like that. I can tell you one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going into a beauty section in a store to put products all over my face to cure something that, no, I'm going to use the powers that be to do what I have to do for my face. I did say I was going to start putting either olive oil or vitamin E, whatever this is, this coconut oil, a little moisture on my face because it is turning into the hot months. But I'm not going to go into the beauty section, and I'm not doing that. I do know what it means to put a product on my face that's not going to go into. I need to do whatever I'm going to do for my face from the inside, which means it has to go in my mouth. That much I do know. And a few minutes ago, I had a a splash of of shimmering light. So I think something good is coming my way because the last time I had that vision of the sparkles, something good came my way. Now I wouldn't mind a sale, but I would really like a little touch base with something I'm working on. I have this. Now this is I showed you this a couple. I am good, boys and girls. I cannot believe I don't scream like I used to scream when I get those shocking pains. I don't know how that happened, but I had to teach myself a long time ago that I have to deal with some level of pain having gout, osteoarthritis, neuropathy, all of those things. But I've noticed that now the scream that used to come out of my mouth doesn't come out of my mouth. But I wish I could stop grabbing on the stuff, because there are times when a human is next to me and when I'm having a pain, I reach out. So I wish I could stop this, but if this chair supports me, then that's what it's here for. But I have this nasty thing right here. Yes, it's nasty, absolutely. But it has some type of goodness in it because it has bananas. I don't like bananas and I don't like strawberries. But I am learning to give my body some of the nutrients. And that's why I'm going to consume this right here along with my water for the rest of the day. I don't want any coffee today. I'm not sure, but I think today's Thursday. I had coffee yesterday. I don't want coffee today. I like rewarding myself. But somebody who doesn't like bananas, Lord have mercy, please give me strength. This is gross. Just let me finish the whole container. For someone who does not like bananas, you have got to understand what it means to try to take care of myself the best I can. One of the things that I'm dealing with is the fact that I have to figure out how to have some kind of money when it comes to being able to outsource help. And that's what I'm working on now. I have a friend who's about 76, 77, and all she keeps saying is, I know how you like to pay your bills. She said, but you have to find a way to not pay all your bills and have some kind of money built up, because, and then she went on and on and on. But if you slept in your car before, you've been in a homeless shelter before, you slept maybe on the street before, you're going to pay your bills before you pay yourself every time. Now, if you don't, that's you. But me, I'm going to pay my bills, and I mean my bills. So the good thing is I didn't make an order with anyone for about 2 months. But in May, I do have a small Rakuten check coming. And I did place an order last month, I think the last day of the month, for Mother's Day to keep my mind occupied. And I will have a small amount, maybe about $5 or $6 in my Rakuten. That will go into my savings account. That's what I'm building my savings account on. And the good thing is I have $104 in my savings account. I don't know how to even take it out. I don't have a debit card, none of that stuff, and I'm not interested in that. I just need to know in my mind that I'm doing what I have to do to provide for myself. So there goes that. So when my next Rakuten check comes in, it's going to my savings account. It is really nice to see that I am trying to build structure and a routine, and I'm thankful for that. Yesterday, I went into one of the frugal groups, and people were talking, and it is really nice to see where people are cutting, whatever they can cut. A lot of people are doing it with their food. And the good thing is I'm not doing any cuts with my food to survive with food. I'm doing cuts with my food to fix my health. So it's working out to where maybe I can go a little longer, but I don't have the basics that I need, like the peppers and all that other stuff. I don't have any of that, but I'm going to do everything I can to make it with what I have as long as I can. Yesterday I almost went to the store, and I said today I may go to the store, but I'm kind of leery because I don't want to go outside, and especially when it starts to get hot, I can't really manage out there. Oh, I kid you not, the fainting out there is horrible. So I really can't do it, especially now that I'm really by myself by choice. So I can't do it. Oh, I don't think I can finish it. I don't think I can finish it. I'm gonna do the best I can. Do the best I can to try. That was gross. When I went to Aldi, the flavored water They had lemon, they had fruit punch, and they had grape, I think. I can't do anything grape. The fibromyalgia pain is just horrific with grape, but I had to remove all of them and then make one by one to see which flavor I was able to drink. And I can drink the lemon and I can drink the fruit punch. So there are times I make a picture of lemon by itself. There are times I make fruit punch by itself. And then there are times I mix the fruit punch and the lemon. And that's how I get the abundance of flavor that I can have. Now, there is a chance I may end up in Walmart. Walmart has all the flavors, but you cannot get all the flavors delivered to your home. You have to step foot in the store. One of the reasons why I stopped going to Walmart is because I would end up putting in my cart what I never intended to put in my cart. And I'm not trying to do no spend. I'm not doing that. There are times that I have no spend for whatever reason, but purposely, intentionally, I'm not there yet, so I'm not trying to do it. But I don't want to go into Walmart for these flavored waters and possibly some pistachios and some walnuts and come out with, a few extra items because I saw it. I don't want to do that because when I go home, I may not really want it, and I don't want to be in a position to where I have to say, okay, I'm going to pass this along. So if that can help me, then I want that to help me, but that doesn't mean I want to do a no spend. There are a massive amount of stores closing down, and one of the things I do realize, and I'm very aware of, the same way I may at some point need to do a no spend to help my household, somebody's child in the same midst of that mindset, that state, is going to need someone to spend to help fund their household. So it is about give and take and living and doing whatever. Yesterday I actually wanted to purchase a handmade lip gloss from someone, and it was $4. So I was really happy because all of my bills are paid with my Social Security check, and I was left with a small amount. And when I say small, under 50, but that is not the norm for me because normally I would pay everything to future bills, but I'm up to May and June on a few. So, and I kid you not, I am from the loan that was over 2,500 a short while ago. I was at I think 959 a month ago. This morning I'm on 549, I think it is. So my intention was to be debt free in 4 months. But logically speaking, if I wasn't being so proactive and careful, I could have already made a few more payments on that. I'm weary of the marketplace. I'm weary of Facebook, and I'm just weary of humans, period, because I just went through something. So I got an offer, for something yesterday. I could have made $50, but I just didn't feel comfortable when I went to the person's profile. I'm really in a position now where I have to say, okay, maybe I won't be able to do marketplace anymore because I have to take care of myself and I have to protect myself. So I have refused about 3 different orders, and I'm not going to play in the sandbox. If I go to your profile and I can't see some active, activity, and I don't see that you have 2026 and 2025, I'm not even going to ask a question. Unfortunately, I forgot to remove the ad, and sorry, and that's it, and just move on. I have to take care of myself. I can't continue to make stupid mistakes and say they're mistakes. No, I have to hold myself accountable at some point, and these people are looking very weary. So what I am doing now is trying to bestow kindness where kindness is bestowed to me, and that is knowing that other people need to eat. I'm excited to get 3 reviews this month for 3 different sales, and I have no money from any of those sales. I don't see it. But anyway, I would like to give the opportunity for other people on the same platform to get a review. I would like that, and especially since the fact that I'm not going to give a negative review to anyone. I'm not going. If I have to give a negative review, I'm not going to give a review at all. I'm not going to purposely hurt someone's business, and I will reach out to them and tell them what the issue was. But the only review I'm willing to give someone is a positive review if it's a positive review. Now, Wayfair is a different story because I review for them. If it's trash, it's trash, and it's going to be in my review. And I made sure I asked them when they asked me to, you want me to be real? Because I'm not going to tell somebody this is great and they go home with something that's cost a couple $100 and it crumbles in 30 days. I'm not doing that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thankful that I get to choose real wood made items, because that particle wood that people are running into Walmart to get to put in their craft rooms and stuff like that, you just let one flood happen, your whole setup is garbage. So I do my best. If I do bring anything in here that's made with particle wood, you believe me when I tell you I have no intentions for it to contact water, none whatsoever. So what may look cute may not be worthy, so I'm not doing that. But I was trying to get the lip gloss. The lip gloss was $4. The shipping was $8.50. So I bestowed her some kindness by removing that from the shopping cart. I was not paying $8.50 to ship this, knowing that if I sold this, I would put it in an A2 envelope, and I would be kind and throw an extra stamp on it, and then put some really nice duct tape around the envelope to make sure that it didn't bust open. But to charge me $8.50 to ship this, I can't even comment to even ask the person. I'm not going to play in the sandbox. We all have to do what we have to do, and I don't know what those costs are on that end, but I do know my costs. I'm not going to do that. I was completely shocked when I did a listing for a bracelet, and I listed it with free shipping, and somehow that shipping popped up at $6.50, and I'm thankful because it cost $5.50 to actually ship it. And then I tried to send her back $1, and I contacted her, and I couldn't send it. So, and I even looked in my purse to see if I had $1 to send her the dollar in the envelope, but I didn't. But I said to myself, I don't know how that happened to cushion my fall. But now I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, I see $10 bracelets. The shipping is $5 and change. So you actually are seeing the real prices when you see someone list a bracelet. So I'm thankful. Now, I saw yesterday a person lowered all of their bracelets down to $5. And I said I'm going to do one thing, and that is mind my business. But I was going to be kind and then say to her, I can see that you haven't had a sale. But if you do get a sale, you're not going to be even able to cover your fees, because that shipping alone is what you're going to send them. You're sending them a free bracelet. I don't have a problem sending someone a free bracelet if I put it up there for $5 and they cover the shipping. It's something I do, but because I like doing certain things, but you can't do that anymore. The price of shipping has gone up, and I really see now that it's time to do what you have to do. It's either you're going to run a business or you're not. You're going to, it is one or the other. But I kid you not, it is 9:55, and I'm going to take another piece, because my food is digested. Boys and girls, I'm hoping. No emails, freak. I'm going to do my best today not to look at my email. I'm going to do my best. And one of the reasons why I shouldn't be looking at my email is because I have to drive by myself. I'm trying to think if I can reach out and ask someone to drive me. But I also said I'm going to put in my medical taxi. I'm going to start using my medical taxi because I have no choice. There are some places I just cannot honestly put myself through driving, especially if it's a 2 hour drive. You know, just say an hour, 2 hours. I'm not accustomed to that. I'm home, so I decided this morning I'm going to um, reach out to my medical provider that gives me, I think, 20 trips, and I'm going to register. There's a thing called a Medi taxi, but it's not for the taxi. If I wanted to go to the supermarket and I was coming back with only about 2 bags, I could use that transport and pay about $6 for that ride. I'm going to, and it will take you anywhere in Westchester County, which means if you were going 2 hours away, it would take you. I'm going to contact my insurance company and I'm going to register for that. I'm going to do everything I have to do because I need to get somewhere, and there is no way that I'm going to put myself in this situation to where I have to beg somebody, especially when I'm trying to keep certain details about my personal life off of social media. I didn't get my message. I did get something that's coming in my mail from Social Security, and I don't like seeing that envelope, but it is what it is. So you know what you have to do, what you have to do, right? I'm going to tell you, whatever you do, make sure you take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're good. I saw this man's post this morning, and he said he's been looking for a woman for so many years. He said he tries to be honest with them, and once they find out that he's disabled, they don't want to be with him. But I told him, you know, the blessing is he's honest, but if he really would stop and look, he's much better off being alone than being attached to someone that's not of, you know, worthiness. So when I woke up this morning, I was thankful when I started praying and worshiping and talking to God. I don't pray like I used to. I actually have a conversation with God, let him know, you know, I'm thankful. And I don't care what you pray to. I don't care what you worship. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I choose to say God. And I'm very thankful because I made it through the night, and I was crying yesterday. I was crying and crying and crying, and I already have to nip it in the bud and not cry today. Did I just lie? Well, maybe I did, but I did what I did. That's one of the reasons why I love myself, because I have to treat myself with kindness. I just can't move forward, and I saw this apartment in a very bad condition, and I'm like, I felt so bad, but I wasn't able to help myself with whatever situation it was, but I saw it and I felt so bad. But if I can put aside money and cash and just pretend that I left it and somebody is doing something, they be like, oh my gosh, you left it. Well, you know how you do kindness without people knowing that you did it intentionally. You know, like that. So I'm going to end my video now, and thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.